Okay.
Welcome to the Nerd Social. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Colin.
So we're going to talk about Loki today and also The Bad Batch. Episode 8 through 10, I think we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about episode 4 of Loki. Sorry.
Yep.
So as always, we will go through the spoiler-free talk about the episode, and then we will jump into our spoiler discussion about the episode. So, Colin, do you want to start off? What you thought about episode 4 of Loki?
So definitely a lot has happened. And probably just judging from my friends' reaction online and things like that. And also after I watched it at 3 a.m. right at the start, I definitely felt that it was, it's been kind of building up ever since the first episode. And so this was where the rubber really hits the road in terms of major things happening. And it probably is the most strongest episode by far of Loki. And just, the things that they were teasing in the first, especially in episode 3, the Lamentus episode from last week, it really kind of came out and in full force regarding it. And so it was definitely very compelling, and there was definitely some really interesting twists, as well as some surprises that were available to the whole during this episode. So definitely keep watching it. Definitely, stay tuned in, because I think that there's going to be even more than what they offered here in episode 4.
Yeah. So, as you said, a lot happens. It's a really good episode. I don't have much to complain about in this episode because, as you said, it's probably the best episode that they've done so far. Yeah, there's so many reveals that it's really difficult to actually talk about the episode without without spoiling the episode. What I can say is that the acting in this was really great. The only thing that and the writing in this was really great as well. It definitely is the best episode that they've had so far. People online have been saying that it's probably the best episode that they've had in the MCU of all the shows. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I really have to go back and think about the episodes to really make that assessment. But it was really great, and if you're not sold on the show after seeing this episode, I'm not sure. Maybe you should just tap out. I don't know, because I don't know how you stop here. I don't know how you stop here, and you're not really interested in what's going to happen next. The only thing that I would say is a little bit of letdown for this episode, but not just this episode, for the entire series so far, is the fight choreography is a little weak. And it's like a nitpick, but the director is doing really good work with the talkie stuff. But she actually, I don't know who the director is off the top of my head, but the director,
Herron, I think was okay. Herron.
Yeah, so unlike the director for Falcon and Winter Soldier, who is also a woman, she doesn't direct action as well as the previous director did, and I think her background, the Falcon and Winter Soldier director's background, she had done episodes of Viking and a lot of other action stuff, but all the fight choreography seems a little sloppy. And weird. I mean, putting aside that these are supposed to be gods, and in the previous episode, they were fighting ordinary people outside of the TVA, and they should have been able to throw people around like rag dolls, and they weren't able to do that. I'm going to put that aside for a second, but in this, it just it just seemed a little sloppy and looked like they were doing stage fighting. So it was obvious that things weren't connecting and things like that, which was it's a little annoying. But the episode in general was so strong that it's, like I said, a nitpick. So I definitely would recommend not just the episode but the show, because after this I'm sure you want to know what happens next. But it's really hard to say why without getting into spoilers, so I think we should jump over to a quick conversation about spoilers before we get into the Bad Batch stuff. So this is the last warning. If you haven't seen the episode, go see the episode.